Hello guys, how are you all? Welcome to another podcast, message, lesson, hearing. So today guys, I'm bringing you some early videos or some early messages from the tarot and the planet, but this is about the tarot because I'm going to be talking about the number 1 in the tarot. Now, I spoke about this, I think it was last year or this year, when I went through the whole tarot journey of, the journey that we started through the tarot and through the years. Now, before I talk about the number 1, which is the Magician card, when I spoke about the Fool, because we're in a Fool year, the tarot has 21 major arcana cards. And the 21 was last year, which was an end of a journey, beginning a new cycle in a way, a time of accomplishment, which was the World card, Saturn card. The last time that we had that card was in 2001, okay? And we visited the Fool in 2000. So we've completed a 21-year cycle of the tarot. The last before that, we had the Fool that started its journey in 1978, not 1980 like I believed. I wish it was, but it actually wasn't. So, all what I said before, keep it in mind because the 80s was a very turbulent time still, okay? In 1980, the card that was visited was the High Priestess, which is a lovely, beautiful card. It's a Cancer card. But it is a card that there are things that we are not actually seeing. There are hidden themes. And it's a card of mystery, suspicion, intuition, and emotions. And the beginning of the 80s, no one really knew what was going to happen anyway. We just saw, obviously I was born then, but we just saw, okay, new decade, everyone celebrate. But the High Priestess started that on that year, 1980, and it was an emotional time anyway. The whole of the 80s was a very upheaval time. So once again, guys, apologies for saying that the Fool started in 1980. It was 1979. And even in this country, in the 70s, it was a very turbulent time. Okay, 80s and 90s was very turbulent. So yes, so anyway, coming back to now, we are in the number 1 year. So even though I'm speaking about this, it's still 2022. I'm doing this for 2023, and 2023 is also going to be a bit of a turbulent year as well. Not so much as 2000. No, not so much as 2020. Yeah, you can't really beat that. But 2020 was the Judgment card, okay? And I felt that the Judgment played out big time, but we also did have a big spiritual awakening, which we all needed. We needed to stop. So last year was the World card, which, you've come into an end of a cycle that started in 2000. And now we're number 1, which is the Magician card. So I'll speak about the Magician, what the Magician is about. It's a Gemini card. It's funny because, 2022 is a Gemini year. So it's a Gemini card. It's about psychic ability. It's about our willpower. It's definitely to do with logic. When you look at the Magician card, it's got all of the things that are to do with all the cards. So it's got the Lantern, it's got the Cup. It's like everything that you have, you can use it to your higher good. But if you use it wisely, if you use it to the higher power, like manifestation, this is a great manifestation card. So pause on that, guys. I'm going to talk about the Fool card. So how's the full year been for you guys? How has the full year been for you? You know, the full is ruled by Uranus. Okay, and Uranus is very unpredictable. The full card is a birthing of a new idea. We're not really sure where we're coming or going. We just know that we want to start something fresh and something new. We may not understand the meaning of life. It's like it's the birth of a baby. So we're just going to go on a journey and see what we find, see what we can learn from, see what we can, take with us, see what we can, implement for our journey to come. And also, if you know about the tarot, the Fool card is the Fool's journey of something that is going to be very life-changing. And I feel that this year, it was very life-changing year. 2022 is very life-changing. We're starting to ease our way into the 2020s. And in England, London, as you guys know, that's where I'm from. There's been a lot going on, especially in terms of the government, money, finances, people wanting to break away, but they can't, people being stuck in things that they can't move away from. Obviously because Saturn is in Aquarius, which is ruled by Uranus. So there was a lot of protests that went down this year, a lot of protests, but it wasn't seen by the mainstream media. So you had to find out a lot of information through social media, which is actually a good thing. There was a lot of people ended up doing their own thing in the end. Uranus also rules in this country. We had a lot of unions taking center stage in protecting the people. That's what Uranus rules: unions, humanitarianism, protests. So we saw the rise of that even bigger now. And I stood by them 100%. Okay, I stood and I still stand by them 100% because they are for the people. Another good thing that happened was because of the union, and there's a guy called Mick Lynch. He's been speaking a lot to the press. He talks a lot about, because he actually opened my eyes, and he actually made me join a union as well, because there are a lot of things that, we, especially in this country, didn't know about in terms of the trickling down of economy. So, yes, so Mick Lynch is, he's actually going through Saturn return actually, but yes, he's the General Secretary of the National Union of Rail and Maritime and Transport Workers. So he is a G, okay, going through Saturn return, doing the Saturnian thing. Saturn's in Aquarius. So yes, and he is born in this country, and his dad is Irish. His parents are Irish background, so that tells you all you need to know. So he's basically going to the press. He is defending his workers' rights because they're not getting their due in terms of their, their pays being cut, their benefits are being cut as well. Maternity and holiday, whereas the fat bosses are having all the money. It's a trickle down. They're taking everything and leaving the poor with nothing. So he's been going on the press a lot, talking to the mainstream journalists, and he's just basically roasting them. He's telling them what's what, calling them out from their bullshit as well. And yeah, I stand by him and the unions 100%. And also what he's also talking about is not just the railway workers and people that work in the trains. He's talking about on a whole level of what is happening to other industries in terms of the nurses, the doctors, people that work for the NHS in this country, people that are teachers, dustbin people, mail workers, teacher assistants, anyone that is working for the government or working for the people, they're not getting their due. So what's happened? A lot of people have joined more unions, and which is what Uranus rules. The full card Uranus is what it rules. there was sudden things that happened for a lot of us. There were sudden shocks in the news. We had Boris Johnson who got fired, you know. And now what's happening now, we had a female Prime Minister, Liz Truss. She's now resigned because she was going to get kicked out. And now we are left without someone running the country. So it was a madness this year. It was but I'll talk about more of it. But you get the gist of what's happening during this Uranus time in 2022. So was there any shocks that happened for you? I'm sure some of you may have had like shocking relationships, shocking news. I'm sure I sure did. Obviously there's more to come because 2022 hasn't finished, but still there's more that we're going to be seeing, especially in love, relationships and money. Also, let's not forget that we are also in the number 6 year, which is also a Gemini year. So yes, just wanted to do a little bit about the Uranus year. Obviously there's, you know, like I said, there's more to come. It hasn't finished, but we're going into a number 1 year, which is ruled by Gemini, Magician, which I just spoke about just not long ago. And the Magician is, you know, whenever I see this card, to be honest with you, I like it. I think it depends on what is going on in like the tarot. But the Magician is about, like I said before, and when it does come into, it's about, you know, things we can, it's about showing that you can be successful if you use these skills and these manifestations very wisely. And this card on the high vibration is of positive changes that can come. When it says manifestations, it's like what you're thinking about can happen. It's about power, and it's about the thought. It's a like I said, it's a lovely card to have. It's also about the tools and any resources. So I feel a lot of us could be learning a lot more. We could be wishing a lot more on a star. And, you know, I feel that a lot of us can actually make our dreams come true. Bearing in mind, guys, that Saturn is going into Pisces. I've got a video on that on my YouTube. Check it out, guys. So it's, you know, I feel that during the full time, we came on a brand new journey which ended in 2000, and we're starting a brand new one. And now with the number 1 Magician card, it's like, okay, this is what I was gonna, I've started something, but I'm going to really and truly implement it. So we're setting seeds, we're planting seeds now where it feels like it's not a time to mess around. And I say that cautiously, okay? Remember, this is Gemini. This card is Mercury. And Mercury is about communication. So I feel there's a lot more things that are going to be happening. Another thing I'm going to say is that we have we have Mars in Gemini, which ends in March. Okay, so while this is happening, Mars is going to be activated. So yes, so the Fool is showing us that a lot of us can learn a lot of skills. We can gain a lot of knowledges. There's going to be a lot more reading, a lot more communication on social media, a lot more mental downloads as well. It also feels like, in a little bit like the Fool, that, you know, we're going on a journey of learning, but we can actually, instead of just thinking about it, we can actually put it into action. A lot of friendships can be made as well in 2023. A lot of friendships can be made. A lot of, what's the word? Some of you could be going to a lot more parties, making new friends, a lot of socializing, a lot of networking as well. Very much a creative time of opportunities. It also feels like whatever you're writing down, it can sort of like really manifest, even if you forget it, because remember, this is we're dealing with Mercury here, and again, Mercury is about general communication. So, you know, if you're just like chilling or trying to chill, because it's also going to be a very busy year as well. Okay, very busy year. Some of us will find it quite hard to relax our mind. even if we're watching the TV, our mind will be somewhere else. I feel also there can be a lot more downloads that can come, like you're relaxing and after, oh my God, there's that idea. A bit like Uranus here. But Uranus is more like for the masses, whereas I feel like the Magician card is like something for the self, like what can I implement? What can I do? What can I do differently? So it's about us taking a lot of action instead of just going from here, there, and everywhere. It's about taking action and trying to keep focused, because anything we keep focused on this year, our goals, it definitely can be set. It's the time that we're going to be setting it. And even when it's reversed, because I don't do a lot of reverse cards, I just feel that whatever is going to be happening, the reverse could happen as well. Like if you're not concentrating, you're going to be jumping from this one to that one. You're not going to be attaining your goals. So, and in all themes as well, because I feel that a lot of us are going to be very mentally busy. With the Fool card, it is about the higher octave of the mind. So the mind is going to be very powerful. We do have to really take care of our mental health, because we're going to be so busy. There can be some anxiety that can happen. It can really and truly manifest big time, because we may feel that we're missing out. Because remember, Mercury and Uranus, they are highly, Uranus is about electricity through the body, so it ramps up the nervous system. And Mercury is about the mind. It ramps up the mind in a big way. So yes. So even like on a general with that, I feel that even if something is happening in our lives, we'll feel no way but to get, to find out how we can heal ourselves, find out what we can do next. If something's not working, the Magician card is saying, okay, that's not working, what can you do next? I feel that a lot more of us will be doing that side hustle thing as well. Instead of just thinking about doing a side hustle, we're going to really put pen to paper. I see this very big for writers. I feel a lot of writers are going to be coming through. I'm picking up mostly the mutable signs, because we have the nodes that are in Taurus and Scorpio. So I feel that Pisces and Virgos, they may be, because remember, Virgos is ruled by Mercury, so it might be very much a high alert time for you too. There might be a lot of you guys coming out of the woodworks, especially because Saturn's in the sign. I think a lot of you, if you did do anything for the last 3.5 years, where it's concerning your work, your health, your capabilities in spirituality, anything creative, now that you're going to start bringing it out. And also with the nodes being in your 3rd and 9th house, this is about general communication with the publishing. So yes, I see a lot. I can see a lot more Pisces and Virgos coming out with that. But I think in general, we're going to see a lot more things happening within the news, in social media. Remember, Pluto is also going into Aquarius, which is going to be highlighting another generation. So the Pluto in Libra. As you guys know, I'm obsessed with these things, because it actually does make sense. Check out where your generation is. Are you Pluto Virgo, Scorpio, Leo? There's going to be a generational shift that's happening. And I feel that the Pluto in Scorpio, Libra and Sagittarius, is you guys are going to be out there speaking more. You may be at the forefront of the change that is coming. And that's what this Mercury card is saying. If you tap into your higher octave, the higher vibration of your brain, there are more things that are going to be said. So with this card, with the Pluto in Aquarius that is happening, we can see a lot more of changes that could be really starting to be quite prevalent. There could be, it's what you're saying is going to be actually detrimental to what's the shift is going to be happening. In terms of love, again, there could be a lot more communication in love. It actually feels I could say positive, but it really does depend on what's going on. But there may be more of, you thinking about how you want your relationship to be, a lot more honest communication, or trying to be more honest. And yeah, a lot more. And even if you're like single, you can meet someone that is very different to you, but you can learn a lot from them. And this goes on in time to like money and career as well. A lot of you could be doing like your side hustle, which can bring in a new opportunity as well. It feels that things, it's a time that a lot of us could be seeing. Especially, remember, I'm talking astrology, but I'm talking mostly like the tarot with this card. So with this being a Gemini card as well, there could be multiple streams of income that come, because the mind is on fire when it comes to ideas. Even with health as well, there could be, some of you, your health could really improve. Because remember, the mind is to do with like the physical health as well. So some of you could feel that you're healing yourself because you're feeling more positive. You're doing like, even spiritually, you're writing down, you're listening to all these like affirmations about healing the body, healing the mind, and healing the self. And next you start to heal yourself. Okay, so even again, when it comes to like the reverse situation of this, because obviously there is always the reverse of this, can be double talk, manipulation. It could be a lot of greed. It could be, remember this is Gemini, there could be some cunning, there could be mind games that are coming, and this involves everything: mind games in a relationship, dating too much people, cheating, which is not good, missing a lot of opportunities, swindling in money, and that's obviously to do with you not tapping into your skills. So they could be, let's do this business, let's do that business. And after, there's a lot of stealing going on. There could be a lot of copying also going on as well. Missed opportunities can lead to us not tapping in. Missed opportunities can lead to us not, being bad mind, basically. Even in everything as well. Like if you feel that you're not 100% mentally, physically, emotionally, all of that, on a general scale, it's because you're not tapping in, you're not going to the higher, you're going to like the lower vibration. So like I said again, higher, lower, all makes sense. So that was like a long general of the card. When we come to the minor arcana cards, we have the Ace of Swords, because remember this is number 1, the Ace of Wands, and the Ace Cups, Ace of Pentacles. So these are definitely ushering a new cycle for us. Again, I feel that the Fool and the Magician cards, they usher in like new cycles. Remember, like I said last time, whatever the Fool represents, it sort of carries on to the next year. And it also does feel like, sometimes I wish that the Fool card actually started in 2020. Obviously, it doesn't really pan out that way. But yes, so we actually really now starting like this Fool's journey, like with the Magician card. So it's only fitting to say that the Ace cards are for the number 1. And the Ace card is, again, brand new ideas that can happen, especially on the intellectual. I feel like this is definitely to do with like our mind, projects, downloads, writing, speaking. Like I said before, I feel there's going to be a lot more, we're going to see a lot more sudden bursts of independence. I feel there'll be definitely a lot more of independent journalism that can come about from like the younger generation. It could be very young. It could be people that are in their teens. I personally feel it's going to be, again, the Pluto in Libra and Sagittarius generations, because they're ushering a new world order. So yes, so this is definitely to do with our abilities to concentrate, communication, how we're speaking, and also how we are when we're making decisions as well. So it's actually, this card is, like what I just said, brand new beginnings that could be happening for us. This is definitely a mental card. So on the higher vibration, if we're going to that way, we can inspire a lot of people. We can inspire people by what we're saying, how we're communicating, even in a relationship. If you're making like business deals as well, people will be inspired to invest in you. If you are wanting to put any work out there, this can be seen in a great light, as long as you're keeping to that, again, great side of Mercury. A lot of communication, guys. There's going to be so much talking. Mentally, we might even feel burnt out because of what we're going to be doing. I'm actually seeing someone talking, eating, talking, writing, watching the TV, and telling someone what to do. I think you guys get the gist of what that means. And yeah, this is what this card is saying. But it's a lovely card to have for us on the mental, but we can also burn out. We can also burn out mentally. And with the lower vibration, when it's reversed, the reverse can happen. Okay, ability to concentrate. There could be memory loss, and there could be like lack of injustice and all those types of like dark things, guys. And this is for everything. But again, I'm trying to raise our vibrations here, so this is what we can do with this. And yes, I feel mental clarity is of the key for this, and my mind is really going towards when it comes to us and our skill set. Definitely us and our skill set. I have done a video on my YouTube about the Saturn Jupiter conjunction, and when I spoke about the conjunction, when it comes to like the houses, the 5th house to this is Gemini, and Gemini is about the 5th house. The last time it happened was in Taurus, and the 5th house was Virgo. Okay, but the 5th house now is in Gemini. So the next 20 years, a lot of us are going to be doing like 2 things at the same time. Doing one job, having like a side hustle, make multiple streams of income basically. And even when it comes to like babies and children, there might be people not wanting or people having twins. There could be like that huge boom of it. That was just like a general. So we could more or less see, maybe this year we're going to see this boom of multiple streams of incomes. When it comes to the second Ace of Wands, it's the Ace card, it's the Wands. And all wands are new beginnings, guys. It's good news. All of them are that. So this is to do with like creativity. This is to do with passion, enthusiasm. This is us. This is like our energy and our fire. The first one was about the mind, our brand new mindset. This one's about when it comes to like the sort of like the physical. Okay, like the physical body, the physical us being. This card is also about conception, so it could be children, but it could also be how we're going to be very creative, what we're going to be feeling within ourselves, like the fire that's burning within ourselves. So I feel that a lot of us will definitely not be holding back. We're going to be taking action. It's not going to be a time of, let's just see if it will happen. It'll be like, no, I'm thinking of this, but now I'm going to actually do it. I'm not going to like waste any time. I feel there's going to be a lot more passion that we're going to be having. A lot more passion. And not shying away, like if we're being bullied or shut up in a way, or, this is a time where no one's going to be dampening our enthusiasm for life. So, yeah, and also a lot more talent. I feel that a lot of us are going to be discovering a new talented side that we never thought that we had. This Ace of Cards cup is also about entrepreneurship, because it's fire, it's Sagittarius, it's Aries, and it's Leo. So I feel some of us may be actually, if we wanted to start a job, like a new job, or it could be a job, but it also be something that we're really passionate about. This card is saying we can do it. We can actually go for it. This is a time that we're going to be some of us could be very daring in what we're putting out there and what we're actually saying to people and who we want and what we want in life. So, and this goes to relationships as well. The person you were shy to ask out, strike up a conversation and just ask them out. The worst thing they can say is no. When it also, this is a physical card as well, because it's fire sign. And this is saying that, like I said before, like I feel that everyone physically, remember this is a general, okay? This is a general disclaimer. This card is saying that physically, I feel that our vitality is definitely going to, be on a high. Obviously, this is a mental as well, so we have to be mindful of our thoughts. So yeah, on mental, I feel that physically things can be a bit more, we can have a bit more physical agility. If there's anything wrong with us, we can work with a new doctor or do holistic work. We're not going to give up. We're not going to give up. We're going to fight. We're going to fight if anything's wrong. We're going to fight for our passions. We're going to fight for that journey as well. And starting a new workout regime, starting a new fitness. If a fitness is hindering us in any way, we're going to have to do something lower. If it's too low, we're going to start something high. Okay, so remember, this year is about action, so we need to be on point, even when it comes to us spiritually as well. More or less the same thing. I feel that our vibration will be very high. We will actually want to keep our vibration high, even if we feel that we're going to the low level, which can actually happen, by the way. Just saying. Obviously, the low level of this is lack of ambition, lack of enthusiasm, not communicating with our partner. It could be things that we want to move forward, it's not really working. That's the downside that can happen with this. When it comes to our emotions, okay, remember we've dealt with the mind, the physical and the creativity. Now it comes to our emotions. New beginnings, guys, when it comes to, our relationships, romance, again, conception, because the fire cards and this card, they are to do with fertility, pregnancy, socializing. So a lot of that could be happening. But also conceiving through what we are feeling. Now, with this feeling card, again, it's not going to be easy for a lot of us to feel, because remember, not only are we in an 800 cycle of air era, we are also in an air time. 2022 was air, Gemini, and now we're going to the Magician card, which is another air. When we go in 2024, it will be a bit more smoother. It's going to be in the, it will be in the High Priestess. So feelings will come more. But I feel that this card, it's going to be a lot of us can actually discover a new sense of sensuality about ourselves that we may try to just sort of brush off. It's not to say we don't want to feel. We do want to feel. But it's just going to be, we're going to be so busy too. So there's going to be a time we're going to have to slow down and smell the coffee and chill at home and communicate our deepest feelings and deepest thoughts with our partner or with friends. And it's going to be a new beginning. We're going to learn a lot more about ourselves emotionally. Okay? So this card is about empathy, compassion. It's also to do with happiness, especially in a relationship as well. And this is us a brand new time to be, emotionally connecting to our, definitely emotionally connecting. To connect, and I feel that this may be one of the most important cards for this year, because it can feel, again, this word uncomfortable. It's not uncomfortable. It's to do with you not wanting to face emotional reality about any given situation when it comes to revealing our feelings. And that's one of the reasons why I feel this is going to be one of the most important cards for us to actually, reveal our feelings and not shy away. And, if you are single or wanting to like have a new relationship, the person that you encounter, they could be very different to what we expect. They could want to commit. They could want to talk about their feelings. All of these things. They may want to, like, instead of going out all the time, they want to chill at home. They want to talk about what happened during the day, and not just about you talking. It's about us talking about what's happening. We're sharing food, sharing a candlelight dinner. So yeah, and also romance. Instead of like rushing through sex, let's just take things slow. Okay, so I feel a lot of us can feel like emotionally in 2020 with this magician card in 2023 that our relationships takes more of a slower turn. We're gonna actually having to find new ways in spending time with our partner, even though we are busy. If that means scheduling like a day or in the evening to do that, having that family time and not just talking about ourselves, because it's going to be very easy to. We're talking about things as a family. We're sharing our fears and our emotions. We're not just glossing over anything. And also, even again, we've got like love, and I feel even though you've got love and money and spirituality with this card as well, I feel it's mostly definitely to do with like our relationships, guys. Definitely to do with our relationships and how we are, and also not being afraid to emote, not being afraid to cry, not being afraid to be angry, not being afraid to be sad, not being afraid to be happy. It's just like showing real emotion. So this card can also feel like a great challenge to a lot of us too as well. But again, going with the creativity, when we are feeling, because our feelings can be quite fleeting, when we are feeling, we can produce great work because of what we're feeling. Okay? And also we can feel if there's something wrong. We can feel. And also this card is about intuition. So our intuition, even though this is a mind year, our intuition, like we can sort of try and think before we speak, or our intuition can give us lots of psychic downloads on what to say, what not to do, what's going to come. People might be very shocked and surprised by, oh my God, I didn't know that you knew this, or because we're tapping into people's psychic, we're tapping into other people. Not to say like it's strange or weird or anything, it's just that we'll be very surprised if we just listen to others. And I feel that that's one of the reasons why I feel that this card is the most important, but I feel it can be the most challenging as well. But once again, once we connect, all should go well. The last card we have for this is the Ace of Pentacles. This is the money. This is like the business. Okay, so again, new opportunities can come financially for a lot of us, abundance, money. Although things are a little bit crazy in this country as well, because we've got Uranus in Taurus and it's shaking things up. We have the war in Ukraine as well. We also have Brexit in this country. That's one of the main reasons why this country is going to shit, because of Brexit. So yes, but still, remember, this card is about the higher vibration. Even though we know that there's things that could be stuck or stilted in our way, if we believe anything can be possible, I believe that it can be impossible. It can be possible. We just have to know we can't be trying to aim to be that billionaire again. We've already got that. It's about being comfortable. And I feel that this Ace of Pentacles is showing us about stability. Again, it's about manifestation as well, but being comfortable with what we have and not trying to. It's not that you shouldn't aim for more. I think you should aim for how you feel, but not being greedy. So yes, so again, new beginning when it comes to like money and like our finances as well. And this is also great in terms of like if you want to progress in your job, new things can come within your job. There could be promotions, there could be your salary could also increase as well. Some of you could be a boss, a new CEO. I'm personally still thinking a lot more of us are going to be working for ourselves. This may be the year that it actually does happen. But yes, so it does seem that there's going to be new beginnings that can happen, especially in terms of like business and finances. If you are doing if you're going to be an investment in any way, people again will believe in you. Obviously, like the lower side to this is there could be some delays that can happen with contracts. There could be double talking as well. Okay. This card definitely showed me a lot more delays that can happen as well. And that obviously might be to do with retrogrades or people just not being clear, people just trying to do dodgy things as well. And also, being greedy. Okay, this could be greedy because this card is about business. This card is about houses and mortgages and promotions and all things money, guys. Okay, so even if we do have a delay, but not in a bad mind way, it's obviously supposed to come because we just have to wait sometimes. Sometimes when it's delay, when it comes to like money or like deals, business investments and that, it's because something just needs to be finalized. And this card is also showing us about patience because it is an earth card. So we're going to have to, I feel a lot of us will have to be practicing patience when it comes to anything in terms of money. But regardless, there's going to be new beginnings that can happen, especially when we are patient. Okay? So guys, that was the number one 2023 Magician card. And once again, we are actually entering the tarot, the second card of the tarot for the year of 2023. And remember, this is just a general, anything can happen on a whim. Don't forget to let me know how the Uranus full card has been for you, and let me know how you feel this video has gone. And guys, once again, thank you very much for listening. Head over to my YouTube page where I talk about all of the other new videos that I got up for November and the eclipses. And don't forget to like, share and subscribe and leave me a voice message. So thanks very much, guys, for listening, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care. Bye.